Right, this is one of mine. Go-to food. Go-to food on the trip, sorry.
What do you mean, like
What would you
the
go
most
to?
of?
What food have you been going to over and over again that you didn't think you would, or you just...
I think granola bars have kept us going through a lot of this. You know, they're reasonably healthy snacks.
Different
They're
granola bars.
satisfying.
For me, it's probably granola bars, but also really weirdly, at the end of some of the days, I'm craving things like Coca-Cola and Pepsi, which I never ever drink back home, and I think it's the sugar. So I'd say nice and simple, those ones. Go on, you choose the next one.
Oh my god, they're all yours!
Oh, this is hard.
Best camping spot, worst camping spot.
That is hard. Should we come back to that one and edit it out? Let's come back to that one. We can edit it out.
Need an easy one.
Next one. Favourite part of the day. This is one of Michelle's.
Yeah.
Favourite part of the day for me is probably, well, the end. I love riding, don't get me wrong, I absolutely adore it, but I think it's the end of the day. That moment when I can finally stretch my legs out straight and lie down straight. For some reason, it just relaxes all my muscles. For me, that's the best, most simple thing and the best part of the day for me.
Yeah. My best part, and it could happen earlier on in the day, depending on what happens, but when we cycle and it's hot, even when it's not hot, when we sweat, we get caked in salt on our face. The hotter, the sweatier, the more salt, obviously. And that feeling of splashing water on your face and that feeling of refreshment of getting that salt off and just feeling clean and refreshed. So it could happen in the middle of the day if we're in a washroom somewhere. I'll splash my face with water, and I love that feeling of refreshment. It's a small thing, but I love it.
Well, so is mine, just putting my legs straight.
Yeah, or having
It's
a
the little
shower at the
things.
end of the
It's
day
the little
and
things.
feeling rejuvenated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Next. Okay. Ding, ding, ding. What's this?
Two stuck together.
Ah, is this the same thing?
Just pick one. Yeah.
Ah,
Just pick one.
Crohn's.
Yes. So
This is Michelle's.
this is mine, Crohn's. I don't know if you want to talk about it from your perspective, but obviously we're raising money for Crohn's and colitis charities, so I thought perhaps I would explain a little bit about it. So it's an inflammatory bowel disease, and it is different than IBS. It's much more serious. It's a chronic disease. There's no cure for it. They don't know what causes it, but it causes any part of your digestive tract basically to become inflamed, which causes swelling, which makes eating difficult, digestion difficult, absorption of nutrition is difficult. So you can't eat a lot, you don't get a lot of nutrition. Different people have different symptoms. In my 20s I had completely different symptoms than in my 30s before my surgery. But basically eating is difficult, and having a normal life is difficult, because if like in my 20s you're always worried about where the toilet is or how far away it is, because you never know when you're going to need it, and you don't have a lot of time when you need to go to get to it, which is a pretty scary thing. So for me, camping is something I did not do when I was in my 20s, because I couldn't fathom not being near a toilet. And on this trip we've wild camped, we definitely camped not near toilets. We are cycling nowhere near toilets on the side of the road. There's nothing. So this trip is interesting that way for me, but also cycling for me is a way of controlling the symptoms of Crohn's, and hopefully one day they will find a cure. They believe it's a immune disease where your immune system's not responding properly or over-responding to something. They don't even know, can't even agree which it is. So I'd like for one day all those people out there who are sick with Crohn's, who are limited in what they can do or feel they're limited, to be able to do whatever they want, like cycle across Canada. So that's sort of a little explanation of what it is and how and why I'm doing the charity fundraising part of it. And thank you everybody, because all the donations have been really generous. And I think actually we've hit our target. Our target was $1 for every kilometer we cycled, so around $7,000. And I think with the two charities in the UK and Canada combined, right now we've actually hit that amount.
But we haven't cycled it all yet.
We haven't finished yet. So if you have a few dollars to spare, every little bit is appreciated.
Yeah.
The links will be in the bottom in the description box.
Yeah.
So feel free to add to our total.
I think you explained that very well. Nailed it. Next one.
Alright.
What's surprised you most? So you've written this question, so you've obviously got an answer.
No, I haven't.
Oh no. Okay, so what surprised me most? Me probably say it's probably a bit cheesy, but what surprised me the most is Michelle having Crohn's and not letting it stop her, and seeing how she rides every single day. Not off the bike, but only when she's on the bike, and how well she rides and how hard she can ride, how fast she can ride. Yeah. So for me, you surprised me.
Why? Because you've seen me.
Well, I've seen
On
you
my
at your,
knees.
I've seen you at your lowest, and now
Skinny.
you're flying up mountains, kicking my ass. So yeah, you.
Nice. All right.
That's my answer.
It's interesting because I spoke to my dad, last 2 nights ago, and he said, "Yeah, I thought you might make it to Manitoba." So my dad is surprised as well.
So what surprised you the most?
For me, it's that I enjoy the camping and the roughing it. I'm a city girl. I like my city comforts. I like my 24-hour whatever in London. I'm a big city girl now, and being out in the middle of nowhere, I've quite enjoyed it. Even 3 days not having a proper shower, it was all right. I handled it, and I enjoy nature, but didn't think I'd enjoy this much of it. And yeah, I really have. Really enjoyed the camping. I love our tent. When we get in the tent, it's cozy. It's our home. It feels safe until the coyotes start howling, or Nathan snores and I think he's a bear. But yeah, other than that, it's our cozy little home, and I really love it.
Cool. Cha. Cha. Oh my god. For each province, one word. This is a good one. One word for BC, Alberta, Saskatchewan, Manitoba, Ontario and Quebec, but we still got New Brunswick and Nova Scotia to go, so...
Yeah, we really haven't finished Quebec, so...
Alright, go.
Yes.
BC.
Rain. Mountains.
No, one word.
No!
Let's try again, BC. Go, BC.
No, we'll stick with it. Rain. We got poured on the first day.
One
Right.
word.
Rain.
Mountains. Alberta.
Bears.
Thunderstorms.
Oh, yeah.
Saskatchewan.
See, for me, that's thunderstorms.
Thunderstorms. I would say wind.
See, I would say Manitoba, wind.
Manitoba, I'd say wind again.
Or flat.
One word. Wind. Ontario.
Big.
I was going to say big as well. So far, Quebec.
Historic.
French. Next. Right. Bodies. How they have been affected, and if they've been affected at all. A few people have asked that. Well, not a few
How
people.
we're holding
Well,
up.
not everybody asked that. How are our legs? How's your body? Blah blah blah.
Yeah.
So you go first. Bodies.
For me, the heat we've been cycling in recently, my stomach doesn't really like it, so
Mine neither.
that's been not great. Yeah, it doesn't really deal well. These wonderful tan lines we have.
Oh yeah, check it out.
Yeah. I don't know if you can see my legs. Here, I'll show off my leg.
Oh my god.
We're in our pajamas, by the way.
We have to censor this.
And you have some glove ones, some great glove tan lines.
No, you can't see him.
Yeah. And for me, the only other thing is I have this thing called cycle palsy, or the claw, and it's to do with a nerve being compressed. And I can straighten my hands now, but before I couldn't straighten these fingers, and it's getting better for some reason, and I can, but I can't pinch together very well, so I can't open little packets because I can't grip them with this hand. So yeah, it's just a loss of control of that muscle, which I've read that it should heal itself, and it already is a lot better than it was. It came on after Calgary, but it's been getting better the past 3 weeks, 4 weeks. Yeah.
Anything else?
No, I feel definitely I'm stronger. I can get up hills in
Your legs okay?
and speeds and gears I couldn't before. Yeah.
So
Legs, okay.
for me, I've had backside problems. The first 5 days, first 2 or 3 days were okay, and then after that, the next 5 to 7 days, where I was in agony because my seat was a new seat. I was getting used. My body was getting used to the bike. I was still finding the right riding position. So my sit bones, I was literally wincing, nearly in tears, in pain behind Michelle. At the end of each day, wondering when this day was going to end, so I could just get off that saddle. But it took a lot of perseverance and just tweaking it slightly. But then I found that perfect position, and now it's absolutely fine. The other ones I've had a bit of a bad knee every now and again. Again, that's down to the position of the bike, so I tweaked it and that's fine. And I had a swollen Achilles for quite a while as well, but again, it was down to the position of the saddle. It was too high, so I was stretching my leg out too far, so I just lowered it a bit and it fixed it. So yeah, that's it for me. Oh, I've got a numb hand as well. I've had it since probably the first week on this side. 2 fingers, it's a bit numb. And I had a bit of a sore neck one morning, but I think that's sleeping in the tent. Funny, I think I slept on my arm for too long or something. So yeah,
And mosquitoes have bitten you alive, and you had reactions to the bite.
Oh yeah, I've had large lumps on my leg from bites from mosquitoes. So.
Yeah.
And so that's it. Right, only 2 more to go. So the most asked question on the trip. So just to give you a bit of background to this, we probably get asked. Well, we probably have strangers approaches, which we love because it's just nice that they take an interest in what you're doing. But I would say we probably have
same 4 questions.
But every single day we'll have at least 2 or 3 people come up to us and ask us what we're doing. So, what's your most asked question?
Where are you from, or where did you start? Definitely the first thing they ask.
Yeah. Where did you start? And mine would be, are you going east or are you going west? But not now, not so much now. Actually, no, still now actually, because people here. Yeah.
When did you start? Where are you finishing?
Yeah.
And that's the questions. And so now I've put on the sign, Vancouver, June 11th, ... Halifax, hoping at least, maybe there'll be a few less same questions to answer, because we do love people taking interest. Obviously, we have the signs for a reason, and people have been very generous in donating to the cause, because we have that on the sign. But yeah, the same questions. I mean, obviously they're the obvious questions to ask, but yeah.
Actually, no, sorry, we still haven't done that one yet. Best camping spot and worst camping spot, I think. So this is one of mine. It's best cycling day and worst cycling day. You want to go? Shall I go first?
Alright.